CNN was kind of a multi-dimensional pattern recognizer, and then RNNs gave you a state machine within it, and LSTM gives you an even better state machine, and then transformers give you the ultimate state machine. And so the idea that we would have a universal function approximator that can learn almost any function, well, the question is what problem can it solve? Invert the question, and we came to the conclusion most of the problems we wanted to solve could have a deep learning component to it. And so we decided, how would we reason about where deep learning could be 10 years from now, 20 years from now? We broke down the computation problem, and we came to the conclusion that every single chip, every single system, every software, every single layer of the computing stack could be reinvented. And that decision to go after it was probably one of the better decisions in history.
We reasoned early on that deep learning and artificial intelligence was going to reinvent the entire computing stack. And if we were ever going to understand how to navigate ourselves and how to guide the industry towards this new future, we have to get good at building the entire stack. As I mentioned earlier, AI is a 5-layer cake. The lowest layer is land, power, and shell. In the case of robotics, the lowest layer is the car. The next layer above it is chips. GPUs, networking chips, CPUs, all that kind of stuff. The next layer above that is the infrastructure. That infrastructure, in this particular case, as I mentioned with physical AI, is Omniverse and Cosmos. And then above that are the models. And in the case of the models above that I just shown you, the model here is called AlphaMayo. And AlphaMayo today is open source. This incredible body of work, it took several thousand people. Our AV team is several thousand people, just to put in perspective. Our partner, Ola, I think Ola is here in the audience somewhere, Mercedes, agreed to partner with us 5 years ago to go make all of this possible. We imagine that someday 1 billion cars on the road will all be autonomous. You could either have it be a robo-taxi that you're orchestrating and renting from somebody, or you could own it and it's driving by itself, or you could decide to drive for yourself.
So you're saying, no, this is not a bubble?
I think we're well in the beginning of the build-out of intelligence. And the fact of the matter is most people still don't use AI today. And someday, in the near future, almost everything we do, every moment of the day, you're going to be engaging AI somehow. And so between where we are today, where the usage is quite low, to where we will be someday, where the usage is basically continuous, that build-out is we're well in the beginning.
Even if the LLM runway runs out, you think GPUs and the infrastructure you're building can still be of use in a different paradigm?
LLM is a piece of the AI technology. AIs are systems of models, not just LLMs, and LLMs are a big part of it. But there's systems of models, and the technology necessary for AI to be much more productive from where it is today, irrespective of what we call it, we still have a lot of technology to develop yet. The more productive you are as a company, so long as you have more ideas, you could pursue those ideas. You'll go after those ideas. And I think that AI, in my case, is creating jobs. It causes us to be able to create things that other people customers would like to buy. It drives more growth. It drives more jobs. All that goes together. The other thing to remember is that AI is the greatest technology equalizer of all time. Everybody's a programmer now. You used to have to know C and then C++ and Python. In the future, everybody can program a computer, right? Just have to get up. And if you don't know how to program a computer, you don't even know how to program an AI, just go up to the AI and say, how do I program an AI? And the AI explains to you exactly how to program the AI. Even when you're not sure exactly how to ask a question, you say, what's the best way to ask the question? And it'll actually write the question for you. It's incredible. Yeah. And so it's a great equalizer. Everybody is going to be augmented by AI. Everybody's an artist now. Everybody's an author now. Everybody's a programmer now. That is all true. And so we know that AI is a great equalizer.
NVIDIA's DNA is to build the most advanced computing systems in the world and to accelerate the most challenging workloads in the world on the most important platforms in the world. We've admired the work of Anthropic and Dario for a long time. And this is the first time we are going to deeply partner with Anthropic to accelerate Claude. The work that Anthropic has done, the seminal work in AI safety, the advances of Claude Code, the fact that you can go and literally refactor your code for you. It's pretty an amazing thing. The work on MCP, the Model Context Protocol, has completely revolutionized the agentic AI landscape. And so the contributions of Anthropic the advanced research that is done there, the incredible researchers, the incredible infrastructure team that works at Anthropic that makes it possible for you to scale up to what you have already done. I can't wait to go accelerate Claude on Grace Blackwell with NVLink. I'm really, really hoping for an order of magnitude speed up, and that's going to help you scale even faster, drive down token economics, and really make it possible for us to spread AI everywhere.
The reason why you have to build these factories in the future is because you just believe that, one, software is important. And so I hope this audience believes software is important. Software runs the world. First thought. The second idea is this. There will be no software in the future that's not agentic. Do you guys agree with that? How could you have software that's dumb? And so it is absolutely true that every software company will become an agentic company. They're going to simultaneously use open models. Open models mean the ones that they download themselves and they fine-tune themselves. They're also going to use closed models. The combination of all that, just like in all of our companies, we have employees that we hire. We have employees that we're grooming. We have contractors that we bring in. We have specialists like yourself that we bring into the company to do our work. Our job is not to do the job. Our job is to have the job be done. That's what every company does. And so therefore, every company will realize that these AI models, some of it you rent, some of it you build. That's not illogical. Just like biological workers, you will do that with digital workers. And so every single software company in the future will no longer just rent tools, but they'll rent also experts to use the tools, because their agents are going to be extremely good at using their specialized tools.
There's no question that bringing everybody along is really the single most important thing to do. And the fact of the matter is, it is unlikely most people will lose a job to AI. It is most likely that most people will lose a job to somebody who uses AI. And so we have to make sure that everybody uses AI. It is also the case, you hear many examples of this, where somebody used to be a carpenter, but because of AI, they're now an architect. You know you could describe things into AI, and it comes out with an incredible design, incredible draft. They can be interior designers. And so they elevate their craft, they elevate their service, and they elevate their business to a level to be able to offer more. And so I think that the first thing that we have to do, and you're exactly right, we have to make sure that people understand that AI is not this incredible technology that nobody knows how to use. AI is an incredible technology that everybody should know how to use. It's the reason why it's the fastest adopted technology in history, because it's so easy to use. And so we have to lower the barrier of it. We have to demystify it. We have to make sure that people aren't afraid of it, so that they take advantage of this tool to enlighten themselves, to enable themselves.
It's so obvious this was going to happen. The number of software engineers at NVIDIA is going to grow, not decline. And the reason for that is because the purpose of a software engineer and the task of a software engineer of coding are related, not the same. I wanted my software engineers to solve problems. I didn't care how many lines of code they wrote, but their purpose of their job didn't change. Solving problems, working as a team, diagnosing problems, evaluating the result, looking for new problems to solve, innovation, connecting dots. None of that stuff is going to go away.
So you think it's possible that, let's even take coding, you think the number of programmers in the world might increase, not decrease?
Yes. The computation necessary to produce something that's really valuable and in high demand is quite substantial. We have created an industry that requires factories. That's why I remind ourselves that AI needs factories to produce these tokens, to produce the intelligence. It's never happened before, where the computer is actually part of a factory. And so we need hundreds of billions of dollars of these factories in order to serve the trillions of dollars of industries that sits on top of intelligence. You come back and take a look at software in the past. They're software tools. They're used by people. For the first time, AI is intelligence that augments people. And so it addresses labor, it addresses work, it does work.
In this last couple of years, we've seen enormous progress in AI's ability. Fundamentally, intelligence is about understanding, perception, reasoning, planning a task, how to solve a problem, and then executing the task. Perception, reasoning, planning, the fundamental cycles of intelligence. It allows us to apply some previously learned rules to solve problems we've never seen before. That's why intelligent people are considered intelligent. To be able to take a complicated problem, break it down step by step, reason about how to solve the problem, maybe do research, maybe go learn some new information, get some help, use tools, and solve problems step by step. Well, the words that I just described are fundamentally possible today with what is called agentic AI.